In March 2020, the country awoke to a new pandemic that would grip the nation for the next 4 months.
COVID-19.
The coronavirus.
Coronavirus lockdown.
The pandemic.
COVID-19.
The way the city and its 1 million inhabitants went about their everyday lives would change dramatically, with businesses, faith groups and community centres closing their doors and adjusting to a new normal.
Well, when the virus struck and obviously the need for lockdown, the Active Wellbeing Service approached myself and the City Council looking to change their remit to cope with what was likely to come up during the lockdown.
As lockdown began, supermarket shelves were stripped bare due to panic buying. Employees across many sectors were furloughed and coronavirus cases began to rise. This saw a huge increase in the demand for food. The Active Wellbeing Society, a community benefit organisation, changed tact from delivering activities across the city to sourcing and delivering food for those that now needed it.
We were actually thinking, what can we do as an organisation? We knew the needs of the communities were still strong. We knew that there was poverty in the communities. We knew there was hunger, that we knew there would be challenges for people. So we engaged with partners, engaged with the council, and basically we stepped in and worked with a whole range of partners to bring together Brum Together and to develop a food relief network.
We saw an increase in demand for our food, so 4 times the number of charities have actually come forward to us during the last few weeks to actually ask for food, more food, to be able to respond to the need in their community areas. With the Brum Together project and working together with TAWS, we actually set up an entirely new operation at FareShare, and we've been able to send in 60 tonnes of food a week into the main distribution hub.
It was amazing how quickly it all happened. You know, within days we had an emergency food distribution centre. Over the whole period of time, 482 tonnes of food were actually given out. Thousands of volunteers coming in across the city, providing support, delivering parcels, phoning people up, street after street, people signing up to support their neighbours, their neighbourhood.
The Brum Together campaign saw communities, charities, faith groups, businesses and organisations working as one for the greater good of the city. Food was initially collected and distributed out of Ladywood, but as the demand grew, larger venues were required.
We started thinking about whether the university had any spaces that we weren't using, but in particular here at our brand new Student Union building. It's a great space, it's a new space, it's got lots of open plan areas. I mean, we thought maybe this might be the best way that we can support them.
So what you'll see going on here today is a huge hall full of food. That food has been provided by FareShare, been paid for by Birmingham City Council, and then the Brum Together group of organisations with the Active Wellbeing Society are pooling resources to distribute as much of this food and get it to the people who really need it as fast as possible.
As COVID-19 cases and deaths increased, so did the impact on the wider community.
So pre-COVID-19, the food bank was available but only 2 days a week. Since COVID-19 came in, it's 7 days a week, and we have emergency hours as well outside of the normal operating hours.
A local Facebook group contacted me, and they thought it was a good idea that on the Thursday night, when they were clapping for the NHS, that everyone who could would put 2 pieces of food on the doorstep, and then 1 volunteer from that street would collect it all and bring it here on the next morning.
Brum Together wasn't just about the partners working together. It saw volunteers across every culture stepping up to help out.
I mean, we have a large group of drivers who come out and do this off their own back. They use their own fuel, they don't want a penny for it. It's, words can't express the thanks that I've got for our volunteers. It's unbelievable.
Lots of different people from different backgrounds, different jobs, different areas have really pulled together to make sure that this is like a citywide kind of response to obviously a big problem.
It's been really good to be useful at what's a difficult time for everyone. Feels like really helping to get the food out to people and be a part of something that's really bigger than ourselves. There's about 20 sites around Birmingham who are doing this, and we're one of them.
The conversations and the responses I've had, just how life-saving that's been for many people. You know, it really has been, particularly for people who initially were shielding and really were incredibly frustrated about that position.
Brum Together has been a collection of over 70 partners passionately working together, which has been integral to its success.
If it was not for the partnership we made, we wouldn't have been able to reach the people we did.
The Brum Together project has really provided the impetus for all of those groups to work together, to share the food, to share the skill, to share the knowledge, so that, you know, we as a city have been able to really make people aware that there is help out there.
Voluntary organisations right across the city have really stepped up along with individual volunteers, and in many ways the crisis, ironically really, has brought out the very best of Brummies.
I just think it was such a nice, kind thing to do, and it just showed that people pull together. When things are bad, it shows you that people do pull together and help each other out. And like I say, I'm forever grateful.
You now have a set of organisations, a set of individuals who firmly believe people should not be going hungry in our city, and we will continue to work to fight for food justice in Birmingham.